the mode of dasana das. And thank you for
Like I invite Hema Gopi, making her offering. The meanwhile, I request is right from period. And one request, we'll keep the offering for 10 minutes. Once the 3 minutes over, please allow me to play this so that gives you an indication. It means it's easy for us to understand.
Shrimati Bhaktivedanta Swami. All glories unto you, thank you so much, Prabhupada, for having so many happiness moments in my life. On your century, I wondered here in 1996, I got introduced to this amazing moment of celebration. And from that day, every day my life has been just pure joy and happiness. So much that you have given at every step from that time. Thank you, and this is the letter that you have given us. Touched my heart so much. So you say that. So if you don't read and you will feel restless. Oh, let me go from Japan to India. From India to Japan. You are restless because you don't read. I'm laboring so hard for you, but you don't take advantage. Don't take advantage of eating and sleeping. Take advantage of these books. Then your life will be successful. My duty, I have given you so valuable things, day and night, trying to convince you, each word to word. And if you don't take advantage of this, then what can I do for you? This is a letter written by you to one of your disciples. Thank you so much, Srila Prabhupada, with your blessings in this community of his conforming difference. We Vaishnavis are able to come together and read the books, which when we do it on our own, we find it a lot difficult. But when we come together and read, every day when we are reading together, everybody is like, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Srila Prabhupada. Every sentence that you have written, your purports are so revealing, bringing so much happiness to our heart, and so much of our questions and so much of our doubts that we have hesitated to even ask. You clarify that through your purpose, amazing purpose. We are very thankful to you, Prabhupada, and we pray that on this auspicious Vyas Puja appearance day of yours, please bless us that we can continue to read your books and grow to serve you in a way that will please you. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Please Prabhuji, please come to make an offering. Next, I request Sri Sundara Hari Prabhuji to please be ready.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. On this auspicious day, dear Srila Prabhupada, I am expressing my deepest gratitude for giving this process of Krishna consciousness, giving all these devotees and your grand disciple through their consciousness, through their integrity. I am learning a lot from them. And please, I am praying that please make me their humble servant of the servant of the servant. So Prabhupada, you gave us the highest philosophy of service in separation. His Holiness Sotra Maharaj was in Belgaum and he was telling the incident that one day all the devotees, they went to receive you, but Sotra Swami did not go that day. And he was serving you in separation. And he was alone devotee in the temple, very small storefront that time. And there was one kirtan going in the temple. And Sotra Maharaj was listening in that temple, but there was no any tape, nobody is playing any kirtan. And when everybody arrived with Srila Prabhupada from airport, which was 30 miles away from the temple, you Prabhupada, you gave such a realization to Sotra Maharaj that same kirtan he was hearing from last 1 hour. So that's what Sotra Maharaj was saying in his Vyas Puja to you, that this is what Prabhupada taught, that if you serve in separation, everything is revealed to you. So our mood is not your mood is not here is Krishna, our mood is where is Krishna, and that's what you gave this deepest philosophy, following the footsteps of Srila Goswami of Vrindavan. So Srila Prabhupada, I remember one incident where from your disciple Satsarup Das Maharaj, that he was quoting in Boston, that one day while crossing the road at 2 a.m. in the morning, early morning in the Boston, There was not a human sign. And Shastru Maharaj was thinking in the mind that what Srila Prabhupada will do now, because signal is red, whether he'll cross or not. So that was the question in his mind. And immediately you saw left and right and you crossed the road. And Maharaj realized that you are the practical guru. And he said, I have to dedicate my life to such practical guru. So that was realization for so many disciples. And Prabhupada, I really want to express my deepest gratitude for your bold preaching as a disciple of Siha Guru. One day you were interviewing on TV and you made sure that a lady who was interviewing you, she convinced that you are not a body, you are the soul. So it is not just a show, and from your core of the heart, you are teaching this philosophy. Whether it is a letter to Gandhiji, you're writing your letter to Gandhi where you wrote, you must give up rotten politics immediately and rise up for the preaching work, for the philosophy and religion of Bhagavad Gita without offering unnecessary and dogmatic interpretation on them. I would only request you just for 1 month, you are requesting Gandhiji, just for 1 month, take this philosophy of Krishna consciousness and Bhagavad Gita seriously because you are moral, you are very humble, and if you take it, entire world will follow you. So this is your teaching to everyone, Vidya Vinay Sampane Brahmani Bhavyastu, whether he is a Gandhi or you are any disciple. Thank you, Srila Prabhupada, for offering such a nice Sangha here in Farmington. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
I request His Grace Harishakra Prabhuji to please make his offering. And then I request His Grace Jai Satchidanand Krishna Prabhuji to please be ready.
Hare Krishna Prabhupada. On this auspicious day, I would like to thank you for whatever you have given me. Actually, like just being in this moment itself is the happiest moment for me in my life. I was trying to think, like when I started going to college from school, like that in this class, it would be like 40-50 kids. Somebody like maybe 1 or 2 kids used to have this alcoholism, but now it has come to a stage in the past like 15-20 years. If one person in a class is not alcoholic, that is great, and he's made to be seen as a somebody who is doing most like sinful thing, not drinking, is out of the world. I was thinking, where will all these people go? There should be a center, like so whatever you have given to us, so you predicted what will happen in the centers and you promoted like that people should be out, like these 4 things we have, like no illicit sex, no intoxication, no gambling, no meat eating. So these things, if you are not here, how would the world know that there is something called like people can survive without eating meat, without drinking and doing all this nasty stuff? I was thinking how you how this movement is helping so many people who really wants to bhakti, and even not even bhakti, just stay like a human beings, right? So your things, they will, because of you, so many souls will go back to back. So many souls will get benefited. Even eventually, one day they can go back to Godhead. And I kindly request you to on this auspicious day bless us, so as all the devotees here, so we can serve as many people as possible, as many souls as possible to get in touch with the lotus feet of Radha Gopi Chandra. Thank you, Prabhupada.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Request His Grace Jai Satchidanand Krishna Prabhuji. Then in the meanwhile, I request Divyadika Prabhuji to please be ready.
Hare Krishna, Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. Please accept my respectful obeisances as of your lotus feet. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. I cannot count my fortune for having had the chance to know you in some form. It's amazingly rare that a personality who embodies the essence of Shastra, having perfected its high ideals, comes down to give it to everyone. Irrespective of one's position, you do not see whether someone is coming from this background, that background. And you're one of the very few acharyas in the history of Vedic civilization for having achieved this rare noble feat and getting pure, unadulterated Krishna consciousness to everyone. And though I have had the fortune of coming in contact with you, I actually have no taste of associating with you. For I'm being a householder, I have attachments for so many things around me, constantly identifying myself with things around me. And in the process, I'm enmeshed in the idea of this is me, this is mine, and I'm carrying forward to follow those demands. And as Hema Gopinath, as you're saying, like you have written painstakingly so many purports, but I'm constantly fulfilling the demands of my mind. And please bless me so that I may become less lazy in Krishna consciousness. You painstakingly worked so hard to build this movement from ground up, and so many devotees are working on your behalf and to serve you. Please bless me so that I become less lazy. And I can sense your urgency, every page of your purport, in every lecture. You're basically beseeching me to go back to Godhead, to not stay here, to let everyone know this world is not a good place. It's not a good place for a gentleman. But my attached mind, I'm so attached to this material world. I'm so absorbed in thinking that everything around me is mine, that I can't wake up to that urgency. So please bless me so that I can understand your urgency. I can understand your mood. I can understand your intensity that is strikingly present throughout all your purports. May I become more and more dependent on your lotus feet and at the lotus feet of those devotees who are faithfully trying to serve you. May not have mental reservations and try to change the philosophy because of my own because of my attachments. Let me not change your philosophy. Let me not dilute the intensity of it. Let me not misplace my own mood into yours. Let me become your instrument. And may I become greedy to get the mercy that you're trying to give me. And as I again said, let me not be lazy, intelligently lazy. Lazy in the sense of intelligence, lazy in the sense of physically. In any way, let me not become lazy. Please bless me, Prabhupada, so that I can hear you more and more and more, and let me not be addicted to talking Prajalpa at my own house. Please let me continue to listen to you. Let me get attracted to your divine words, and your words, your lectures are guiding me in a big way. And please let me take more, guidance from these, and let me spread this to others. Let me become a shining example with which you want me to be, and be an instrument of your compassion in getting this to others. Please bless me, divine. Please bless me, Srila Prabhupada.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. While Trivedita Prabhuji is making his offering, I request His Grace Adi Govinda Dev Prabhuji. Prabhuji, you can sit there. I'll bring the microphone.
Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisances. Yesterday, while experiencing the joy of devotion, there was a gratitude which was coming from my heart, thinking that if you would not have been there, we would have never thought about how the real Janmashtami is like, which is filled with true devotion, which is filled with true joy. The amount of contribution you have in each and everybody's life is tremendous. If I have to think about myself, I would have been living in the hellish life, would have never realized what is the purpose of life. So really grateful to you for giving us the purpose of life, realizing there is much more than just sense enjoyment in this life. On this auspicious day, I wanted to beg, please break my faith in the existence of material world. I know you've been talking about this material world has nothing much to offer. It is like a jail, but somehow the tendency to enjoy this material world is so high. On this auspicious day, I wanted to beg your blessings, beg your mercy, so that my faith at your lotus feet should be more prominent than everything else in the world. I want to be an instrument of your mercy, Srila Prabhupada. On this auspicious day, I really want to beg my apologies for not practicing Krishna consciousness with the intensity I should be practicing. So on this day, I wanted to seek your blessing so that I can actually take my Krishna conscious life with a higher intensity than any other time. Janmashtami is passing one after the other. And one question which I have with myself is, what has changed since last year? And unfortunately, when I come to the conclusion saying that there is nothing changed in my personal life from spiritual perspective. So on this day, please help me, Srila Prabhupada, that this should be my last life. This should be the last life of all of my family members. And we go and serve Krishna like we are serving here, but with higher devotion, with higher intensity. Thank you, Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
While our friends are recording that they propose making us offering, I request Parvata Mataji, please be ready.
नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णकेशाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य सदागणे Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada did wonders in the world in spiritual life. Number of deities, drug addicts were changed into spiritual life. As per our realization, our bodily consciousness was changed into spiritual consciousness. Srila Prabhupada made that book distribution is hard. So that is important given by Srila Prabhupada book distribution, which is very important for spiritual life. Usually we do this campaign during the Gita Jayanti month. Every year we need to participate in the book distribution in Hyderabad in India. Srila Prabhupada said that there is no retirement for spiritual life. Even Grosthas can achieve spiritual advancement to the stage of Suddha Bhakti. These two quotations inspired us very well for our life. We learned from these books that attentive chanting, Jivalaya, Vaishnava Seva, and services in the temple is very important. By reading of Srila Prabhupada books, we realize very well that the role and importance of a guru and association of Vaishnavas in spiritual life. We realize birth and death cycle in a material world. By growing Bhakti Lata, we can reach the lotus feet of Godhead, Sri Krishna, to Goloka Vrindavan. We expect that Srila Prabhupada will continue to bless us in servicing his mission. Srila Prabhupada.
Thank you, Mataji, to make it up there.
Please accept my humble obeisances and speech. Honors to you, and the divine appearance day. So this morning, I was driving and I was contemplating what would be my offering, because all these years, all I did was just say words, but nothing came into action. And I was contemplating on what are the three very most important things that are very, very dear to your heart. What came to my mind was, one is our own sadhana, make sure we give this one life to Krishna. And the second thing that is very, very dear is to preach to the Krishna conscious to others. And the third most important and very, very important instruction that I'm giving to every one of us, your disciples, to your grand disciples, and to your future grand disciples, was that we remain united under the shelter of your ISKCON. So while I came up with these three things, I said, oh my God, where can I start? What do I do? And I realized that if I can focus on making sure that as Krishna Prabhu was sharing yesterday, that be cautious that you don't overstep on someone, and apologize when you overstep, and if someone does, forgive them. And I realized that is what I want to carry this whole year as an offering to you, because I realized that that will keep us united, and that we overcome our own personal agenda and only focus that will keep us united, even though with our own diversified thoughts, agendas, or desires that we want to offer to you. And I realized that once we do that, and we focus on our own sadhana, automatically the preaching is taken care of because our actions speak louder than our words. So, Srila Prabhupada, on this Vyas Puja day, I really request you to give me the strength and the intelligence that I take these instructions more seriously and just not by my words, but put them into actions. Thank you so much.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Now I request Her Grace Nayan Sundari Mataji to make her offering. She is on telephone. In the meanwhile, I request His Grace Sachi Sutta Prabhuji to please be ready.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, am I audible?
Yes, Mataji. Please proceed.
Dear Srila Prabhupada, I'm so grateful to you in times of low tides in life. The process that we have received by your mercy is our only shelter. If you did not give us this, either I would have been blaming some person, thing or situation for what all is happening, or lamenting on why is it all happening to me, under the illusion that I've never done anything wrong to anyone ever, and etc. etc. Now with your mercy, I'm slowly trying to understand how these are the few ways Krishna is guiding me, what all I need to be detached from in order to become more attached to you, which anarthas I need to work on urgently to be able to grow. He's teaching me also how I have committed mistakes in the past, how arrogantly I dealt with souls around me for my selfish, egoistic motives, and so much more. Besides, he's also helping me become more and more dependent on your divine grace and less dependent on my egoistic plans. Had it not been for your books and the process of chanting, which has been passed to us by Lord Chaitanya's mercy, by your divine medium, these revelations would never have manifested in my egoistic heart of taking responsibility of my actions in the past and results of those actions in the future. One more thought that comes to my mind is, if a person is sick and if he doesn't find a good doctor, his life becomes all the more miserable. Same way, when one is looking for the most important answer in life, why am I suffering? What am I here for? What's my relation with God? If one doesn't get a genuine guru, like your divine self, his life will become all the more miserable. When I see in this day and age, everyone is becoming a guru, trying to influence the minds of already confused youth online. I feel so fortunate to have found you, and I feel so unfortunate are these souls who are unable to receive your grace. Please, 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 Prabhupada, I beg for your mercy for all such innocent jivas out there who are sincerely seeking answers, that they receive your grace, your books, get to meet your disciples, hear someone chat. I pray that I can be a humble instrument in such a service too. Thank you so very much, Prabhupada. On a divine appearance, I would like to beg for your blessings that I remain connected to the Parampara that your divine self has kindly blessed us with, and continue to work on improving my sadhana, seva and sadachara in order to help connect deeply to Krishna, and if possible with your mercy, also serve others in the mission, in the genuine mood of servant of the servant of the servant. Please, please, please keep me in the Sangha and be able to serve in such Sangha. Please don't deprive me of your disciples devotees association. Thank you so much. Your significant service and Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai. Thank you, Mataji. While His Grace Sachi Sutta Prabhuji is making his offering, I request Padmata Mataji to please be ready.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharne Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Pashyata Deshtare. I would like to read a few lines from the Vyas Puja offering of my spiritual master, His Holiness Swami, to Srila Prabhupada. Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisances in the dust of your lotus feet. All glories to you. There are many excuses I could use to stop preaching. I'm too old, I'm too tired, I have done my part, but nothing I have done can equal even one iota of what you have done for me. My dear spiritual master, my debt to you can never be repaid. Recently, I watched again the heart-wrenching video of your last hours in this world. On your deathbed, you are using your final breaths to speak your Bhaktivedanta purports into a dictaphone held close to your mouth by a disciple. May I embrace those words to my heart and share them with unfortunate people in this world. Quote, don't consider what will happen to this world. Nature will take care of it. You don't puzzle your brain with these thoughts. You utilize whatever time you have got in your possession and go back to home, back to Godhead. You cannot check it. Best thing is that you mold your life and go back to home, back to Godhead, because people will go on with their material civilization. Natural consequences will be there. You better take advantage of whatever time you have got and become fully Krishna conscious and go back to home, unquote. One time, a great Ramanujacharya asked Ranganath, the presiding deity of Sri Ranga, my Lord, what will happen if for some reason your devotee cannot remember you at the time of death? Ranganathji replied, if my devotee cannot remember me at the moment of death, I will remember my devotee. In my case, Srila Prabhupada, this could only happen by your causeless mercy. It is only because I am always remembering you that Krishna might remember me. My dear spiritual master, you are my life and soul, the most cherished element of my existence. You are everything to me. My Sakshat Hari, the Lord's representative in the world. I surrender myself totally unto your lotus feet. One time, a god brother of mine said to you, Srila Prabhupada, I want to be just like you. The assembled devotees were shocked. One devotee chastised the person, saying, it's offensive to say that. You can never be equal to the spiritual master. But you took it differently. You said, that is the proper sentiment because the spiritual master is Acharya. He's setting the example, what kind of a devotee the disciple should be. I still have time left. A few days, a few months, or perhaps even many years. I will use this time to try to become like you, to serve with the same determination as you do. You once wrote to me that I should always follow in the footsteps of advanced devotees. That instruction has guided me throughout my life. I have always honored my God brothers and God sisters, understanding them to be more advanced than me. Most importantly, Srila Prabhupada, I have honored you as the most advanced devotee I will ever know, either in this life or the next. I look forward to meeting you again one day in the spiritual world. You told one of my God brothers that when we return to the spiritual world, our spiritual master will be waiting for us. He will take our hand and lead us to the forest of Vrindavan, where he will introduce us to the Krishna, our beloved Lord. I shall keep that vision in my heart as I wander the world, attempting to bring fallen souls to your lotus feet. For you are Prabhupada, the master at whose feet all masters sit. All glories to you on this occasion of your divine appearance in this world. Your servant, Indradimna Swami. Hare Krishna.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. I request Padmata Mataji to make an offering. In the meanwhile, I request Grace Sundara Hari Prabhuji to please make it.
Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to you, Lord. All glories to your wonderful. All glories to your wonderful disciples and other sincere followers. As a new follower, it is because of your mercy that I am able to participate in this auspicious occasion. I see this as an attempt to purify myself and as a divine opportunity to introspect, to look back at how the Krishna consciousness movement has transformed my life and shown me a path I never knew even existed at one point of any time. I was told to read a book of yours entitled The Science of Self-Realization. I never had any interest in understanding the topic of self-realization, which was totally out of my thought process. I used to watch on social media. Many gurus talked about different things, but unfortunately, I could never get a clear understanding of what they said. I was perplexed to whom should I trust.
When I started reading your Science of Self-Realization in the second chapter entitled Choosing Spiritual Master, I came across this statement of yours that you were answering a reporter. The genuine guru is God's representative, and he speaks about God and nothing else. The genuine guru is he who has no interest in materialistic life. He is after God and God only. He is absorbed in the absolute truth. The real guru will not manufacture anything. Everything he says is in accordance with scriptures and previous acharyas. He tells whomever he sees, please become God conscious. You were so clear in what you were saying. As a humble servant, I beg you to give me the clarity of thought process and strength to follow your path. Thank you for engaging us in this Krishna conscious movement. We are still not doing justice to this gift. We bow down to your lotus feet and beg for your mercy and spiritual strength so that we can transform our sadhana sincerely. We can perform our sadhana sincerely and read books. Thank you, Srila Prabhupada, for engaging us in this divine service. You are insignificant and quantified so many times.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. While His Grace Sundarahari Prabhuji is making his offering, I request His Grace Santushta Vrajanatha Prabhuji to please be ready.
Dear Srila Prabhupada, we are all celebrating your appearance day. We are all celebrating the fortune of each and every one of us we have acquired simply by associating with you, your wonderful family of disciples, devotees, teachings, temples, and many others. I was just thinking today morning, what we would be doing yesterday on Janmashtami Day if you have not appeared on this planet. We could have offered some flowers to a picture, some fruits to a picture, and light up some incense sticks. then forget about Sri Krishna Janmashtami till next year. Instead, we all had very blissful and wonderful celebrations yesterday, Srila Prabhupada. We will remember this celebration for a long time. Thank you very much. If you have not appeared on this planet or not in contact, we are not in contact with your family, we will continue wander in this material jungle with no direction, with no goals. Thank you, Srila Prabhupada, for your appearance, for your teachings. You are helping us in a unique way. Even though we are facing so many problems on a daily basis, you are guiding us with the perfect solutions. Hopefully, we will follow your instructions with full faith. Please bless us. We always remember Krishna in good times, not in good times. As Her Grace Himangi Mataji reminded us, we should make every effort to read your books and follow your instructions. Srila Prabhupada, give us a strength to take this reminder very seriously starting this year. Srila Prabhupada.
Jai. Now I request Her Grace Padmavati Mataji to make her offering. In the meanwhile, I request Grace Santushta Vrajanatha Prabhu, please be ready.
Yes, Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisances. Happy appearance day to you. All glories to you and to your disciples who are serving you and your mission tirelessly. I have nothing much to say, Srila Prabhupada, except I am eternally grateful to you for everything what you gave us. Thank you for giving me this beautiful Krishna conscious family and taking me close to Krishna. I beg you to give me physical and mental strength to serve the lordships, devotees, and their mission.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. While His Grace Santushta Gajanatha Prabhu is making his offering, I request Tulasi Sugopi Mataji to please be ready. Please stand near the microphone.
Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisances of the test of words. On this exact date, 57 years ago, 20th August 1965, we were traveling to West in Jaladuta, celebrating Janmashtami in the capital Moscow. Despite of rough traveling because of seasickness, there was prasad distribution. Mother could feed the child irrespective of her circumstances. Similarly, you prepared Gokul for Krishna in such situation and distributed the mercy of Krishna selflessly. You carried the 5 cases of your books as Srimad Bhagavatam first canto, and now there are like tons of books being distributed. It's been more than half a billion of books being distributed on one among the recipient of that. I still remember that I got my first book as a gift by my senior, who is a devotee, and I kept it aside without reading. I don't know, somehow I kept your book with me, even though I've been moving multiple locations. But one fine day, I met a devotee disciple of your disciple, Mashishako. Just 6 years after receiving your book, and as I started listening from him, then things are becoming clear about the importance of human life and the position of humanity. When I began reading your books and hearing your lectures, one by one, my doubts were getting answered. I found that it was filled with the pearls of wisdom. I found that your books, your lectures have all the answers to all my questions. The answers were amazing, filled with love. My life would have been devastated without your presence. You have given us your association through your writings and lectures. And I desire I have to have your association every day. Yes, Srila Prabhupada, after coming to Krishna consciousness, I understood how my attached to many activities being Vyas. My heart is filled with greed, lust, anger, pride, envy, illusion, cheating, propensity, false ego, and false pride. Today, when I look within, then with utter shame, I want to admit that I'm still selfish. Whatever I do it for myself. I always think about myself. The foremost quality of a devotee is that it does not have any selfish motive. It does not have any enjoyment mentality. But I try to enjoy my life without Krishna, without you, and without devotees. And even when I try to serve you and Guru, then my mind forces me to serve my ego. I'm in a helpless situation because of my mind. So the only way to defeat the mind is to purify it. And I do not have the willpower to purify my evil mind. Dear Srila Prabhupada, I beg at your lotus feet to purify my mind free from the clutches of my evil thoughts. And shower your unlimited mercy upon me so that I can serve you selflessly. I serve you selflessly, I serve the devotee selflessly, I serve the entire humanity selflessly. Yes, Srila Prabhupada, I'm eternally grateful to you for all you have given to me. I'm not qualified enough to express it in proper words, or I think there are not enough words which can ever glorify you. Today, the whole world, especially the devotees, are celebrating the Vyas Puja on this most auspicious day. I just want to say thank you for everything. Thank you so much for everything. And I beg to you, continue guiding me forever. Thanks.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Now I request Her Grace Annapurna Mataji to make her offering. Meanwhile, I request Her Grace Tulasi Sugopi Mataji to please lead.
Srila Prabhupada, accept my humble obeisances at your books. How can I thank you enough for showing the path of Krishna consciousness? I am eternally grateful to you for changing our lives, showing us the absolute fact, irrespective of our eligibility, generating our faith in the scriptures, representing them in the most authentic and practical way without compromising, giving us an absolute engagement, or else we would have wasted our life in mundane affairs, giving us an organization like ISKCON, which is a real family for us, being merciful to all living entities of this world and taking pain for their welfare, teaching us by your example how one should serve God, giving us everything in this life to attain the ultimate goal of our life. I bow down again and again, at your lotus feet to express my gratitude and beg your mercy so that I can follow some of your teachings and spread your words. I beg for your mercy to give me strength to continue and progress in the path of Krishna consciousness. Your eternal servant, Srila
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. While Her Grace Tulsi Sugopi Mataji make her offering, I request His Grace Sachidananda Giridhari Prabhuji to please be ready.
नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण प्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी नित्यानंदे नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे. Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisances at the dust of your lotus feet. Prabhupada, as I write this offering, I realize how far I am from serving your lotus feet eternally. So please help me to serve you by becoming your warrior in spreading Krishna consciousness. And please impart your mercy on conditions so light. Thank you, Prabhupada, for giving this wonderful process of Krishna consciousness. And you designed a daily program so perfectly that I can use my senses in Krishna consciousness every single second. Even if I fail materially, I have confidence that I have Prabhupada's spiritual program, Mangalarti, chanting, Bhagavatam, book distribution to make my human life perfect. Prabhupada, you are dependent exclusively only on Krishna to spread Krishna consciousness, and that quality of dependence only on Krishna really touches my heart. And I desire that quality very badly, otherwise I'll be shackled in the material pangs for millions of lives. Thank you, Prabhupada, for giving your association through your wonderful books to make this life perfect, and also give me strength to fight on impurities in my heart by reading your books and following in your footsteps. Please help me to depend completely on your mercy and always be in the association of pure Vaishnavas who are the real touchstones. Just like how Parikshit Maharaj followed in the footsteps of his grandfather Arjuna, and how Arjuna followed in the footsteps of his grandfather Bhishma, please allow me, your grand spiritual daughter, to follow in your footsteps. Please, Prabhupada, please help me. Your aspiring servant, Tulsi Sugopi Devidas.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. While Sachidananda Giridhari Prabhu make his offering, I request Kishore Prabhuji to please be ready.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishna Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami. Namaste Saraswati Gopal Pracharya Nandishesha Srimati Paschati Vishkarina. Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisances unto your lotus on lotus feet. Like you always says, it's not about understanding Krishna is great, but one has to understand how great Krishna is. Similarly, your greatness and what you have done to this world is unfathomable, untranscendent, and not even close to what a mundane person can think of. Although I'm unqualified to be right here this moment, because of your mercy, we got this wonderful community and able to progress in Krishna consciousness under the guidance of all senior Vaishnavas. Dear Prabhupada, your vision to ours and future generations is beyond boundaries. We made sure we have your books as basis for the next 10,000 years, which are the only shelter for fallen souls like me. Dear Prabhupada, yours such a divine appearance, and you made sure a shelterless dog like me can find a bona fide spiritual master and receive proper instructions and help me understand the goal of human life. Like my Guru Maharaj and other Vaishnavas says, if Srila Prabhupada had not come, what would have happened? How could we have passed our lives? Who else would have distributed the unlimited mercy of Lord Nityananda and Lord Gauranga all over the world? Srila Prabhupada, we are forever indebted to what you have done to me, to us, and to this world. Even though you only left us very little to be done, and personally I haven't contributed anything to this moment yet. I always remember the promise I made to my Guru Maharaj at the time of initiation. I will help my Guru Maharaj to fulfill Srila Prabhupada's dream to spread the Krishna conscious movement. It is your movement, Srila Prabhupada. Even though it is your movement, benefit is ours. And I will try my best to fulfill that promise. My Guru Maharaj also mentioned Srila Prabhupada likes his grand disciples more than his own disciples, just like a grandfather likes his grandchildren more than his own sons. Srila Prabhupada, taking this advantage on this auspicious divine appearance of yours. I'm here not to do anything but to beg for your blessings. Prabhupada, please bless me such that I can take shelter in your purpose. Dear Prabhupada, please bless me such that I can understand your instructions as it is for my Shiksha and rituals. Please bless me, Prabhupada, such that I can be the instrument in spreading this movement as it is, without any additions or subtractions. Dear Prabhupada, only your mercy can help me understand how great Krishna is and spread the same. Srila Prabhupada, thank you very much from the bottom of my heart for everything we have done. Hare Krishna, you aspiring servant of the servant, Sajidhananda Giri Das. Srila Prabhupada.
Jai. While Kishore Prabhu makes his offering, I request Atul Prabhu to please be ready.
On this auspicious day, all glories to you, all glories to your disciples, grand disciples, great grand disciples, and future coming disciples, for continuing your movement and giving the association with the fallen souls like me. And as Yoga Shuru mentioned yesterday, that collective unity is important than individuality. That stuck in my heart yesterday. I was thinking like all the time, I want to be self-centered. So yesterday I had a situation where it is prohibited, but I under the collective play serving the movement. So I'm not thinking that always to be centered. And I get to serve the Krishna conscious movement. Thank you so much for everything what you have for this humanity. And I beg it for please give me the strength and knowledge. So all the time remember to meet Krishna consciousness. Thank you so much.
Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Well, Atul Prabhu makes his offering, I request Her Grace Sri Gaurangi Mataji to please be ready. Please stand close to the microphone.
Hare Krishna, please accept my humble obeisance and happy appearance to you. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, thank you so much, Prabhupada, for giving a very nice and wonderful response, and where we can get very nice association. And thank you so much for everything. Hare Krishna.
Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. While Her Grace Sri Gaurangi Mataji makes her offering, I request Ankit Prabhu to please be ready.
Very happy to hear this.
Please speak. Microphone.
Thank you for everything, Srila Prabhupada. We don't really get opportunity during the years to be grateful for all that you have given us. So these special days are actually for us to realize the treasure that you have given us. Thank you for everything, Prabhupada. Thank you for incorporating ISKCON, for the loving family of devotees, your vision, your invaluable teachings, and your strong statements, Prabhupada, like this place is not a place for gentlemen. Finish your business and go back. Who says this? Like when we are reading, it makes such a strong impact in our heart. When I first came to Krishna consciousness, I was like, why are these statements even written? Nobody has the capacity to talk so boldly. Over the years, when we gain age, not wisdom, but when we gain age, then we realize to speak something, you need to have purity of the heart. You need to have conviction in your heart to say something. What to speak about publishing something. So the pure soul you are, Prabhupada, you had the compassion for everybody that you could speak the truth for the welfare of all of us. Thank you so much, Prabhupada, for saying all of this and writing so much in your purports. Speaking about your purports, Srila Prabhupada, sometimes, most of the times, I am amazed to see the in-depth understanding that is given in those purports. And that is why they are so long. Like the translation is so small, but the purports are so long. And when we are reading, so many times it has happened with me that you have explained some points in the purport, which the doubt is not there in my mind. So I just read through it. Later on, when the doubt crops in the mind, I go back to the verse again, and in the purport, the answer to the doubt is already there. This is only possible by a visionary, Prabhupada. Even doubts which do not crop up normally, you have clarified those. The doubts which crop up, generally, you have clarified those. So much effort you have taken, Prabhupada, to write the purports, and I am extremely grateful to you for that. The treasure house of bhakti that you have given, unfortunately, I have not been able to utilize it. I am trying, Prabhupada, and on this day, I beg that you shower your mercy on me, that I realize that it is truly a treasure and to not waste this human form of life. Please let me become an instrument of your compassion, Srila Prabhupada. I have no love, whether it is for family, whether it is for nation, whether it is for devotees. But if you make me an instrument of your love and compassion, Srila Prabhupada, I will be able to grow out of my impudence and intolerance that I have. Another very important thing, Srila Prabhupada, is there is so much this organization has given for us to offer, and I can only pray that I keep my judging tendency aside and I try to utilize what the best you have given in this movement and give it back as an offering to you. Thank you, Srila Prabhupada. Thank you again. Please forgive me for the innumerable offenses that I do, and please give me strength to become an instrument and a devotee in this life. Thank you, Srila Prabhupada.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. While Ankit Prabhu makes his offering, I request Her Grace Divya Brajapriya Mataji. She will make her offering via telephone. Can you adjust the mic and keep it close?
Yes.
Namo Vishnupadaya Vishvaya Bhutale Srimati Vedanta Swami. Namaste Saraswati Gaurvani Chai. Dear Srila Prabhupada, a very, very happy appearance day. And thank you for appearing for fallen souls like me and providing this wonderful family which accepted me with all these disqualifications and impurities. You have given the Vedic knowledge that was hidden or was not accessible for people in general outside India, in India. I mean, you have opened the doors of Gaurang Mahaprabhu, mercy to everyone. Thank you for providing all this and the instructions and be an instrument in your service. Please, thank you, Srila Prabhupada.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Now, request Divya Brajapriya Mataji to make her offering via telephone.
Yes, you're audible.
Please proceed.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Apologies for not being able to be there in person. Hare Krishna Krishna Bhutale Shri Bhaktivedanta Swami Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharani Nirvisesha Srinivadi Prashnati Deshtati. Dearest Srila Prabhupada, as I sit down to write this offering, it is overwhelming for me to understand what you have done and are continuing to do to my life and the lives of many other conditioned souls like me. So without Prabhupada, without you, what would my life have been? I would probably have woken up today at 11 a.m., sipping a cup of coffee and sitting on the couch with Netflix on the screen. You have turned the equation around, Prabhupada, and taught this world something unimaginable. In my childhood, or even up till now, I would have never thought of Krishna or God as someone to be loved and not just prayed to or worshipped for. But this is, in my humble opinion, Srila Prabhupada, the revolution that you brought about, that you taught people that God or Krishna should be loved. And although this process of Krishna consciousness or Krishna Bhakti in itself is way more ancient than your life period, you were the ambassador for this revolution in the current world. Srila Prabhupada, one thing I've meditated on a lot recently in your instructions is child worship being more important than deity worship. As sometimes my motherly responsibilities overwhelm me, I think about this and I take solace in this instruction of yours. And I get convinced that Krishna can be served everywhere and the consciousness is what matters. Thank you, Srila Prabhupada, for giving me the correct direction to Sri Dharma. Without Sri Dharma, I can imagine my life would have been a massacre. I kindly request you to bless me that I have the correct proportion of Sri Dharma and Bhagavata Dharma and I'm able to apply that in my practice of Krishna consciousness. Srila Prabhupada, as I attempt to be a tiny instrument in your preaching mission, amidst so many other responsibilities, I can begin to understand a little bit of what kind of struggles you would have taken. It takes gallons of blood to preach to someone, and it actually takes so much effort to first to understand. And actually, in this process, I'm understanding how much I need to be more convinced myself. Srila Prabhupada, I kindly beg that I become more convinced in this process of Krishna consciousness, because every day I'm beginning to understand, even though I've been in this process for many years now, I'm beginning to understand that there are still so many doubts in my mind because of which I'm not taking this process seriously. Please, Srila Prabhupada, I beg that I get the correct conviction to read your books, which are actually the ultimate solution to clearing all doubts. Srila Prabhupada, my only offering to you, my desire is just to be able to just like Mahaprabhu says, Janma Sarthaka Kari Karo Karo Upakar. So I want to make my life sarthak, I want to make my life perfect and be a tiny instrument in your preaching mission and offer you, be an instrument and offering you a garland of jivas for your pleasure in Krishna consciousness. Thank you, Srila Prabhupada. Yogita Vichare Kichu Naipaya, you will not find any qualification in me, but please bless me so that I can read your books sincerely and become convinced in this process and spread this to whatever I can. Thank you, Srila Prabhupada. Your humble servant, your aspiring servant, Divya Prajapriya Devi.
Thank you, Mataji. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Now I request His Grace Vrindana Prabhuji to make his offering. In the meanwhile, I request Her Grace Radheshwari Mataji to please be ready. Please accept my humble obeisances, dear Srila Prabhupada. Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishnaya. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharya. Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Srila Prabhupada.
Your contributions in our lives are uncountable. We cannot even count the blessings we have because of you in our lives. You have given us everything. You have given us your books, the in-depth purports which you have given the purports in your books. Those are the guiding torch for us in our life to walk through this life in this material world. We can see the sacrifices which you have done to write these books, practically staying awake all night, sleeping only 2 hours all the nights and writing these books for the benefit of all of us. We cannot even think what our life will be without the guidance of those books. You have given us the temples, no matter which part of the world we go, even in the smallest town, the remote part of the world. I can imagine a small town, my hometown in India, how a center, a temple is coming up in that area. I have believed that. And who could have believed that in the Western countries, during the festivals, there will be hundreds of devotees jumping up and down in the Mangal Arati to celebrate the festivals. This is all because of your mercy that we are able to enjoy the festivals, we are able to participate in these activities. It's your mercy that you have inspired so many devotees with your simple glancing smile, with your simple gestures. You have given us the whole community overall the world, the worldwide community. And the process is all simple and very similar no matter where you go. It's the same bhajan, same aratis everywhere we go. And the people, they consider each other with so much love and affection. You have given us a real family. That's why I said you have built a home where the whole world can live. We are very grateful to all that you have done. Without you, we cannot even imagine our lives. And there are so many exchanges with so many of the senior devotees who tell their simple pastimes. One simple smile you had on them, one simple putting your hand on their head, and they can remember that one incident throughout their life, and they have dedicated their lives in your service. You have inspired so many devotees to distribute books. You have inspired so many devotees to continue with the service of building the temples. And so many of the great leaders in the society have done the wonderful activities just because of your inspiration. Srila Prabhupada, once one magician, he was showing some magic trick and he asked you, Swamiji, can you do some magic? And you very simply replied, I cannot do all these magics, but one magic I have done. I have transformed the hippies into happies. So that is the real magic which we have done in our lives also. Otherwise, coming to this Western world, we will also be living like the hippies without any meaning in our lives. So because of your mercy, we are able to continue little bit in the service of Lord Krishna. Any little ability which we have got in service of Krishna, that's because of your mercy. So we should never forget all that. We pray to you, please guide us, please help us to understand the purports of your books, the message which you have given. So on this very special occasion, we pray to you that these in-depth messages, this realization can decode in our heart. We can implement those teachings in our life, and we can be a small, tiny instrument in your service to bring this message to others also, to bring more and more souls at your lotus feet and at the feet of Lord Radha Gopijan Vallabh. Please bless us on this very special day that we can continue in this journey and we can be a tiniest instrument in your service. Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. I request Radheshwari Mataji to make an offering. In the meanwhile, I request Rishikesh Prabhu to please be ready.
Dear grandfather, please accept my humble words. I don't know from where should I begin to thank you. You are the reason for everything auspicious in my life. From all angles of vision. Associating with these ISKCON and devotees has brought a sense of purpose in my life. You made life seem simpler for fallen souls like me, with exceptional books written with so much compassion and practicality. Like my Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj said in the song, he wrote, Edi Prabhupada na hoito, kabe ki hoito, ye jivana kesi. Srila Prabhupada has not come, what would have happened? How could we have passed on our lives? And whenever I hear this song, I always meditate on you. What will be my purpose without you and ISKCON in my life? Like, I don't even, I cannot even imagine how my life without you and ISKCON. Srila Prabhupada. I'm eternally grateful to you for giving us organization like ISKCON, which has become my true family. You have shown us the real engagement of human life. Otherwise, we have wasted our life in mundane affairs. I have been ignorant throughout my life, and you have shown us the absolute path irrespective of eligibility. I have accepted Krishna consciousness only because of your teachings. Not sure whether I'm advancing or not, but I'm realizing day by day what I have done for human society. Also, I'm realizing how much you are empowered to perform everything so perfectly. Your instructions and teachings are so practical and relevant in every situation. Thank you, dear grandfather, for coming to this material world and saving all of us. I'm eternally grateful to you for giving us organization like ISKCON, which has become my true family. You have, sorry, dear grandfather, we beg you to kindly bestow your mercy on us so that we may able to serve you and your mission as a family. Jai Srila Prabhupada, Jai Radha Gopi Janavallabha, Jai Nitai Padan Pavan Guru Hari Ki Jai.
Jai. Jai. Now I request Krishna Prabhu to make his offering. In the meanwhile, I request Rasika to please be ready.
Swami Namaste Saraswati Gauravani Pracharya Nirvisesh. Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisance. You followed in the footsteps of pure devotees like Narada Muni and Prahlad Maharaj. When Prahlad Maharaj was asked to take the boon by Lord Narasimha, Prahlad Maharaj didn't ask anything for himself. He's worried about all the conditioned souls in the material world. Similarly, you sacrifice your life for the ultimate benefit of all the fallen souls like me. With your unflinching love and devotion to Sri Krishna, you turned even peaceful devotees. Even after association and listening so much from pure devotees, intense love and greed for devotion service to Krishna is not developed in you. I would like to become an instrument to teach transcendental messages of Sri Krishna, who appeared in the form of Prabhupada. From my Siksha Guru, I understood and realized that only through love and service attitude we can transcend the clutches of Maya. But my bad karma is hunting me, and I am unable to cross over my other path, the path of service. I realize that my own efforts are not enough to cross my anantas. I need mercy of devotees and Lord Sri Krishna. So please give me strength and make me qualified to take shelter at your lotus feet and develop intense love for Krishna devotion and Krishna devotion service. Srila Prabhupada.
Jai. While Rasika make her offering, I request Bhujanga Rao Prabhuji to please be ready.
Dear
Srila Prabhupada. I know I don't value Krishna conscious enough. Last year when we were in Canada, I realized the importance of Krishna consciousness. Even in a short period of time, I realized that when you don't value things enough, they can take away from you. And that's why I want to appreciate all the done for us. I really wanted to say thank you for writing so many books and introducing me to Krishna consciousness. Please bless me so that I can learn to love chanting and I can develop a desire for chanting so I can chant the pleasure for Krishna.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. While Bhujangaram Prabhu makes his offering, I request Lata Mataji to please be ready.
Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisances. I don't have any qualifications and for the by the grace of the Krishna Puja and the wonderful devotees, I am here. So thank you very much for everything you have done for this humanity.
Prabhuji, please stand near the microphone.
So I don't have any words to say. Thank you for everything you have given. And I request you to continue to show your mercy and so that I can be part of this wonderful association. That's the only thing I can request you. Thank you very much.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. While Lata Mataji makes her offering, I request Sri Gopal Prabhuji to please be ready.
Although I'm not qualified to be here, and because of the boundless mercy of my Shiksha Guru, Mr. Ranjan I'm here. I can't imagine how I would have wasted my human form of life like any other species. Thank you for making me realize my fallen nature. I may these through your books and the association of your children and grandchildren that I have a chance to purify myself and be able to serve you life after life. Bless me not to aim for any material liberation, material desires and liberation, but only to serve at the lotus feet of your children and grandchildren who would be able to serve you and your mission to fulfill your mission. Thank you, Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
While Sri Gopal Prabhuji makes his offering, I request Shyama Mataji to please be ready. Srila Prabhupada. I know I spoke about you earlier as well, but still feeling nervous in front of you. This is they have you have vision that can pierce through everyone's heart, and you can actually see what's going on in their heart. So I feel hypocrite standing in front of you. Perform my offering, Prabhupada. I mean, if I see my life, day-to-day basis, I struggle to keep myself in this process. With every aspect, whether it's chanting, whether it's service, whether it's showing humility, showing compassion, preaching, bhakti rikshas, I struggle day to day. And everything was given to me on a silver platter. I have amazing Shiksha Guru, mentors, support system, and I still struggle. And when you came to this country, you had practically nothing. And from there, you built this amazing society of Krishna consciousness from ground up without any support. So, Prabhupada, your effort are, I mean, we can't even say they are great, we can't even say they're immeasurable, I personally can't even say they're unbelievable because they are, it's truly out of the world. No one ever could do that. We see our life, we struggle, we have everything and we still struggle, and you had nothing and you built the whole system. So thank you very much, Prabhupada, for all your effort, for all your blessings through
your disciple through your grand disciple. Without that, there is no way I would have been standing here or would have bead bag in my hand. And I feel grateful and also honored to be part of your movement. One, and you're always known for your humility and also your boldness at the same time. One incident I always remember that I heard from my spiritual master, His Holiness Sadhana Swami Maharaj, when he was describing your qualities, that you were so bold, you always see through who is asking question and what intention they're asking question, and you always responded based on the person who actually asking question, what their motive is. So one point of time, the incidence is you were speaking, you were on Vyasasana, and after the class, you asked some question, you asked, is there any question? And one reporter got up and in a kind of challenging mode, he says, Prabhupada, you mentioned to offer food to deities. Why do you do that? Deities can't eat. So statue can't eat. You look to that person, took a pause, and quoted verse, Patram Pushpam Palantoyam, that verse. And it says in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, if someone offers me leaf, flower, water, I accept it. I mean, with love and devotion, I accept it. So that is what Supreme Lord Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita. So whom should I listen or whom should I trust? Supreme Personality of Godhead or the rascal like you? Sit down. So this was your mood. If someone asked you in a very submissive way, you gave elaborate answer, quoting scriptures, quoting previous acharyas, but someone asked you challenging way, you just crushed right there. So thank you very much for giving us and the confidence that we can answer outsiders or potential devotees question in the best possible way possible and continue giving us the intelligence that we can offer in the right consciousness. Thank you very much, Prabhupada, and please forgive me all the offenses that I do. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai. Now I request Shama Mataji to make her offering. In the meanwhile, I request Murli Prabhu to please be ready.
Mataji, please proceed.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Vishnu Buddha Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Prajadini Nirvisesha Shubhavati Paschati Deshari. Dear Srila Prabhupada, all glories to you, giving grace. Please accept my child community, my Prabhu, Jairaj, and my humble obeisances. I feel fortunate for having got an opportunity to write this offering. I don't know from where should I begin to thank you, Srila Prabhupada. You are the reason for everything auspicious in my life from all angles of vision. My life in this living did not start when I was born, but when your books and teachings came in, that was my real birth, I felt. My learning did not begin in school or college, but from when I started here, your transcendental teachings, that was my real education. I am able to coin words and speak few sentences today is only after learning your books. I was a dumb fool. You made my life. Everything that others see in me today is but a mercy that you have given, though I am not worthy of it. I am able to give something from scriptures today is only because of your mercy. I am able to think something to be right and wrong today is only because of your teachings. I am able to do something today is only because of you. I am writing this offering also only because of your mercy. I really don't know where should I begin to thank you. Everything in my life is what you have given me. I simply wish to spend my time eternally remembering and thanking you. You have given so much transcendental instructions, but I am struggling to put a lot of your teachings in my personal life. I am still in deep dark ignorance, and I need to hold on to the rope you have thrown and to climb up living behind all my useless habits. I am willing to change for your pleasure, Prabhupada. I will continue to fight with my internal enemies. I am willing to improve. Your mercy is there to make my effort complete. I just need to step up to grab it. Thank you, Srila Prabhupada, for making my life. I will try my best to follow your teachings today. I'm far away, but hopefully sooner I will also be given the entrance into your sincere followers list. I'm willing to work for that change. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhupada.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Request Murli Prabhu to make his offering. Meanwhile, I request Shivanjali Mataji to please be ready.
Hare Krishna. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Prasharini Visishta Paschatya Deshatha. Thank you so much, Srila Prabhupada. I'm very new to Krishna consciousness, but within short time, I'm really happy to be here. This wonderful devotees. This is all because of you. Because of you, because of your mercy, I was introduced to my Shiksha Guru, Ji Prabhu. I'm very thankful to you, Srila Prabhupada. Without that, I would have been in a different situation today. So I learned so many things from my Shiksha Guru. He gives a lot of knowledge to me, such that I can grow in this Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada, one thing that I always do in my daily life is the very first thing I see Radha Gopi Vallabha's face, and the very next thing I do is to read your quote such that I can understand more about Krishna consciousness. Out of all, I learned one thing that I want to read, that is don't ask anything from Krishna. Simply, you have to give everything to Krishna. Then that is bhakti. Don't try to take from Krishna in exchange of your service. He can give immediately. That is not difficult for him, but don't do that. I'm a very fallen soul, Srila Prabhupada. But with your kind words, I'm very thankful to you. With your kind words, I'm very happy to do the service. In the past, I used to be very critical in nature, but with your wonderful teachings, I learned that the service which we have done with full love towards Krishna, we should not expect anything from Krishna. Just do the service, devotional bhakti. This should be there, and I'm learning that from your wonderful teachings. Srila Prabhupada, thank you so much. Please help me to grow. Thank you so much, Srila Prabhupada.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Offering. Request Satyanarayan Prabhu to please be ready.
I am unlimitedly, eternally indebted to you, as you have showered me your inconceivable causeless mercy of unlimited profound love for Krishna and his dear devotees. I have started taking very small baby steps in my spiritual journey. I have a long way to go, and I am not even qualified to offer my thanks to you. I have not read enough of your writings to be qualified to thank you, but the little that I have read has inspired and motivated me. I received Krishna consciousness on a silver platter, and I am now realizing how much you and your disciples have gone through in order to preach this message. I am forever grateful to you and your disciples. Because of your desire to want every soul to come back to Godhead, my parents came into Krishna consciousness, which gave me the opportunity to try and practice devotional service and to serve your mission. Please continue to shower your blessings upon me so that I may serve in your mission for the pleasure of Sri Radha Gopi Vallabha. Your servant, Dr. Shivanji.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Request Satyanarayan Prabhu to make his offering. Meanwhile, request Pavan Prabhu followed by Mahipal Prabhu to please be ready. Please stand close to the mic.
So I was always thinking, what is there in your books? So I bought entire Srimad Bhagavatam set last year. I didn't even open.
And it's Grace Boucher who started the small Bhagavatam group. So we were reading, finished the first canto and started second canto, reading purport by purport. Which purports? Believe like person can write a big purports. And every answer is there. Everything. You cannot even imagine like what is going to happen in age of Kali and how to avoid these anarthas or sinful activities, how to progress in bhakti. And we always used to say, my books are like the next 10,000 years life for ISKCON. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for your contribution and created a wonderful Krishna Consciousness family. Wherever I go, anywhere in the world, I don't need to worry for biological parents, biological sisters, brothers. They're all my family. Thank you so much. So Prabhupada.
Jai. Was Pavan Prabhu to make his offering? Meanwhile, was Mahipal Prabhu to please be ready.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Srila Prabhupada, my humble obeisance to you. Whenever I read any of your books, whenever I look into ISKCON, I feel like you have, how you are born in this Kali Yuga, like amazed with such a divine qualities, such a high level knowledge, such an understanding of the problems. I cannot believe when I look into your books, Bhagavad Gita itself, whenever I read it once, twice, thrice, I feel it has so deep rooted meaning. Like I feel so elated that I came across books. Whenever I meet any of the ISKCON members, I feel you have given us the entire package. It's like a complete package, very clear path, very clear path. People don't have to, they have very less. So you made the boundary so strong that people have very less reason to fall down. And whenever I come across anything related to ISKCON, I feel like you are management guru, you are teacher, you are Shiksha guru, you are complete all baggage of knowledge which you have given everybody of us, every one of us. Even smallest stanzas, when I read smallest stanzas like non-violence, when I read your words, I feel there are people, thousands of people have said many things. But when I read non-violence means not to put others into distress. I have never seen these 3 lines in my word. I have read many books, I have gone through many history topics and all. But that simple 4 words has so much deep meaning. You taught us everything like humanity, humility, how to understand people as a soul. When I come across anybody, now I see them as a soul. So thank you, Srila Prabhupada. I feel so elated. You have given me so many things. I feel so much blessed. Please keep me in shelter. Srila Prabhupada.
Jai. Because Mahipal Prabhu to make his offering.
Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Prasari. Nirvishesha Shambhavani Pasha Kirvishitari. Prabhupada, thank you so much for everything you have given. As far as my earlier life is concerned, and after reading your books, I realized that if I had not come in contact with
ISKCON probably, no, there is no probability. The sure shot destination was hell, but I have a real little hope that now there is no such need. Thank you so much. Please engage me in your service in whatever way I could do little bit. And also through your purports, though it looks simple, they have so profound meaning, and but I'm not able to really realize such profound meanings. Instead, it is just becoming a routine. Please reveal your purports to me, whatever little time I'm trying to read. And also, please give me the strength to overcome all the anarthas and inabilities and all other distractions to be humble instruments. Thank you so much.
Now we request His Grace Yugal Kishore Prabhuji to complete the verbal offerings.
नमावं विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पश्चात् देशकारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे। Srila Prabhupada, you have not only given books, scriptures, philosophy, but they have also given us a culture of Krishna consciousness. You have also given us wonderful prasadam, Devan can relish. You have given us a goal back to Godhead. Practically, the whole world was groping in darkness, and you came to give the light. And he said, Krishna is a reality, spiritual world is a reality, going back to God is a reality. You are in ecstasy, traveling everywhere, telling everyone, you are not the body but a spirit soul. So, as an Acharya, your life is an example. And you have built a home where everyone can live actually. And your story is very hope-giving. I mean, if you have, your story reveals, if you have Krishna's grace, you can do anything. Anything is possible. Actually, your story is a story of a positive magnitude. As I said, it is very hope-giving actually. One thing I learned from your life is determination to give Krishna to others. Usually people go to Vrindavan either to die and go back to Godhead, or they relish the mellows with Krishna. But you went to Vrindavan only to prepare and give Krishna to others. As I said, it is very hope-giving when we read Lilamrita. People who, after reading Bhagavatam, they did not become Bhagavad Gita, they did not become devotees, but they became devotees after reading Lilamrita, because there is a live example how somebody can achieve things with no manpower or money. That is actually very inspiring. No situation in your life wavered you in your service to Krishna. I was very inspired. You are printing the first volume of Srimad Bhagavatam. You are translating the first volume of Srimad Bhagavatam. You would go before even that, writing articles to BTG, writing articles, and you would try you see that you would stay in Vamsikapal temple, then you would take a train to Delhi, and you did not even have 25 paise to take a rickshaw. You would walk. And the printer would say, Swamiji, did you take your breakfast? It's all right. Because you led a very, if not royal, but a good life. So it's very difficult to ask. So now this Jain printer says, Swamiji was a beggar. He had nothing, he had no possession. Swamiji, I really appreciate what you're doing, but so much money you're owing. There is a lot of debt. And you would say, don't worry, I'll pay. And you would go door to door. On the Delhi streets, you would go tea stall to tea stall to distribute back to guarded magazines, which costed only 3 paise. When you realized Indians had 5 paise to drink tea, but Indians did not have 3 paise to purchase back to guarded magazine. That only increased your determination to go to West, to preach and convince Americans, because whole world was following America. In fact, you succeeded in that actually. So how many troubles you went through? Today actually we say Jai Prabhupada, Vijay Prabhu, we sing. But what he went through to attain that position, to become an acharya for next 10,000 years, that was really commendable. One day, because of the Delhi heat, you fainted. One rickshawala picked you up and said, you look like you're from a rich family. Why don't you go back? Your children will take care of you. Who will read all these magazines, all these books? You told him, please don't say like that. My guru gave an order. Even one person becomes a devotee, my endeavor is successful. Amazing. Amen. You never learn to make a U-turn in your life. You taught the same thing to your disciples also. You always went forward. I think you loved obstacles. That's the reason I feel your story is actually a very hope-giving story and a story of positive attitude. Then one time you had somebody told you, go to Gorakhpur. That person may help you print your Bhagavatam, first canto. So, Bhagwan ki Jai. And you had very less money. You calculated how much money from Delhi to Jhansi to Gorakhpur rickshaw. All together, coming back, if Gorakhpur plus owner Hanuman Prasad brother would not give you money, you will be left with 15 rupees. So you're in a dilemma. Should I go and solicit donation or should I not go? So Krishna did not make it easy. It was not a cakewalk. You never said Krishna consciousness is easy, but you always said Krishna consciousness is simple. But putting faith in Krishna, you went. That's when Hanuman Prasad Father did support the printing. But again, what about third volume? So it's a struggle every day. It is a struggle every day, every minute. This security guard of Vamsikapal temple, he says, people come to Vrindavan to die, but this man is different. In the late nights, he would be typing. And sometimes, for 15 days he's not visible. Then he would come, he would type, and he is not visible. What is his goal? And nobody knew you had a goal. Nobody knew you are so much driven. Nobody could estimate your power of determination to please Krishna, including Mr. Nair, who tried to usurp Delhi temple, Mumbai Jio temple. He underestimated your ability. He thought you are just a monk, but you are not just a monk. You came to this world with a mission, and you came to this world to fulfill Krishna's mission. As I said, because of you, not only for me, but many devotees, Krishna is a reality. Going back to Godhead is a reality. Golok Vrindavan, part of Vaikuntha is a reality. And if you follow the process, sincerely chant 16 rounds, follow correlated principles, don't offend devotees, don't criticize devotees. You said going back to Godhead is possible and it is a reality for many. And I'm really, it is amazing to witness decade after decade after decade, your position as Foundracharya is becoming more and more secure and strong. Honestly speaking, today, any local preaching anyone has to do, what is the basis? Your books. So the power you have invested in your books is only making devotees in the Western world. Amazing. So as the world was becoming, world was, the world is being divided, on the basis of sectarianism. It is very interesting to see the 850 temples in different parts of the world, Still, you are the center, and you have become your position has become stronger and stronger. That shows the power of your words when you say purity is the force. Yes, you are from the spiritual world, and whatever the message you have given, that is actually a guiding light, because purity is the force. And you also gave you have adopted innovative ways to promote Krishna consciousness. Who would have imagined a man of 70-year-old, born in early 19th century, would come to America, would coin a word, love feast, to attract Americans and the peace. Sunday love feast. So you have innovated a lot in promoting Krishna consciousness, at the same time keeping the essence in practice, the pure principles. Initially, probably 25 years ago, I didn't understand what it was, but over a period of time, I really understood the depth of it. Wow, this is a PhD. There is nothing higher than this. One day I called 3 people who tried to cultivate me. I told them, thank you very much. I'm very grateful to you. If not for you, I would not have come to Krishna consciousness. As some philosophies and religious paths are becoming obscured, very interestingly, your books, your Krishna consciousness classes, your preaching is becoming more and more relevant. Very interesting to note. So you said purity is the force, utility is the principle, books are the basis, and is the sense. The weight these words carry is really amazing, actually. So actually, a couple of the last year, all the professors of Harvard came together only to glorify you. That was really amazing. You really want to know what is said? The endeavor Bhaktivedanta Swami made to establish Krishna consciousness as a worldwide organization is amazing. His efforts are no less than the efforts of Jesus Christ and Prophet Muhammad. Because the world was not so degraded 2000 years ago, or at least 1500 years ago. So in Prabhupada, what I mean for sincere devotees, your sincere devotees of Krishna consciousness, and see your sincere devotees. And that's a very, very palatable statement by these professors of Harvard Divinity School. So the problems in ISKCON today, actually the problems our organization faces today are the world is becoming materialistic as the technology develops. People are becoming more and more frustrated and they're more and more anxiety ridden. And the atheism is growing, consumerism is growing, there's a quarrel and division and hypocrisy. Kali is trying his forces, Kali is trying his best to promote Kali Yuga and his influence in this age, because this is the age. But because you're a commander of Lord Chaitanya, your promise is that if we sincerely follow the process, we will become successful. But the real, yes, definitely people, devotees have experienced to chant, follow for related principles, and sincerely adopt the process of Krishna consciousness, the Bhakti Yoga process, despite the influence of massive influence of Kali Yuga, still we penetrate and go forward. That is really amazing. So, but one time Bhakti Marg Swami said, ISKCON Gurupism is growing. One has to make a, identify that is happening and this may cause problems. But very interesting to notice with all the problems, ISKCON is growing actually. ISKCON started growing. ISKCON is growing in America also. There may be problems. One time, ISKCON was massive in America, but there was no ISKCON in India. But today, I think change is permanent in this world. India, ISKCON is growing, with so many temples, being open on daily basis, on regular basis. But Europe is also doing well. But the leaders' concern was ISKCON about America, where it all started. But very interestingly, past probably a decade and a half, ISKCON started recovering from its problems, and it is on the wheel of success and progress. That is very happy to look at actually. So yes, Prabhupada, we want your continuous blessings. We have no strength, spiritually very weak. We need your grace. Somebody said today, grandfather is more merciful to grandchildren than his own children. So we are all very weak, so we need your continuous grace on all of us, so that we can do whatever little we can do. So today is a very happy occasion. It's because, and when his appearance, our power there was same. Because, what is it? Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, he reasons ill, who says Vaishnava die. They are there to spread the holy name around, something like that. So one time somebody asked, Prabhupada, what will happen to ISKCON after you? He said, I live in my books. I live through my followers. to the extent we are sincere, we are sincerely committed to the ideals of Srila Prabhupada, the Bhakti Yoga process. We should know we have Srila Prabhupada is with us. One time Chandrapal Maharaj, he gave a class in Russia where 200 people are there. He asked, how many of you have interaction with Srila Prabhupada, either through dreams or visions? Chandrapal Maharaj said, 200 out of 200 raised their hands. How they were being guided by Srila Prabhupada. So anyway, Prabhupada is present in his books. He is present in his purports. So what we need to do is read the books, chant sincerely, and follow the instructions of his disciples. And as I said yesterday, collective unity is much better than individual purity. And that's also Srila Prabhupada's last instruction. You show your love to me by how you cooperate. So Prabhupada, I'm very grateful to tell you that we are going progress. There may be little changes here and there. Just to please you, devotees are very united here. And actually, they are taking your movement forward. Thank you, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. So devotees, what we'll do Pushpanjali now. I request everyone to stand up and Mangalacharya. Everyone, please take photos. Om Ajna Nirandasya
Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Prabhadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavansya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sadagana Raghunathanikam Tam Sajivam Sarvaitam Savadutam Parijanasahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sarvana Laila Shri Vishakamitansa Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांता स्वामी इति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे नमो विष्णुपादाय विष्णुपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती इति नामिने श्रीवर्षभानवी देवी कृष्ण संबंध अज्ञान प्रभवे नमः माधुर्योज्वला प्रेमाढ्य श्रीरूपानुगा श्री गौरा करुणाशक्ति विग्रहाय नमोस्तुते नमस्ते गौरवाणी श्रीमूर्तये दीनतारिणे रूपानुगा विरुद्धा अपसिद्धांत अंतहारिणे नमो गौरा किशोराय साक्षात् वैराग्यमूर्तये विप्रलम्बा संबोधिर पदाम्बुजाय ते नमः नमो भक्ति विनोदाय सच्चिदानंद नामिने गौरशक्ति स्वरूपाय रूपानुगा वरायते गौराविर्भावा भूमिस्त्वं निर्देष्टा सज्जन प्रिय वैष्णवा सार्वभौम श्री जगन्नाथाय ते नमः वाञ्छाकल्पा तरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धु जयेव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेमाप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरकृष्णे नमः पंचतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपा स्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं हरे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते जयतां सुरतो भक्तो मत्सर्वस्व पदाम्बोजो राधा मदनमोहनो दिव्या वृन्दारण्या कल्पद्रुमहर श्रीमद् रत्नाकर सिंहासनस्थो श्रीमद् श्रीराधा गोविंद देव विशिष्टालिभि श्रीमानव स्मरामि श्रीमान रासरसारंभि वंशीवट तटस्थिता सर्वेणु शनैर्गोपी गोपीनाथा सप्त कांचना गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानु सुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा राम रामा हरे हरे विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी इति नामिने जय केशव पुष्पांजलि
भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी इति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणी निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे ये सब पुष्पांजलि
Come back after the office. You should go back to work. Yeah.